First Florida man, Ando de Soto. First Florida man, was Hernando de Soto. Won't you so loco? Show off your photos, throw out your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies. Them shits a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Brought to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8 subscriber, I'm a bagoso. Jump in them sinkies and dump them mimosos. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. How is everybody doing tonight? We have a Thursday show, and I have a new co-host. I fired Kfar. What do you guys think? Todd, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, trying to do some good. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. By the way, Kfar is not fired. I was kidding. And we will be back here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for our normal episode of Booze and Body Cams that we do on Friday nights. But tonight, there is more information about this Charlie Kirk shooter, and more than one person has been arrested, and it's all been breaking this week, and I wanted to go through it. And I did notice on your channel you were kind of covering the same stuff, so I did invite you to come on to talk about this with me. Now, before we get started, I want to let everyone know GS's links are down below in the description. And as soon as we're done here, we're all going over to his channel and we're going to hang out over there because some stuff might look a little fishy in this. And that's what he's going to talk about. I'm just going to go over the facts, just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. So that's what we're doing for the first hour and a half. And then we'll be on his channel talking about some stuff that smells weird.
Yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that describe it well enough?
Yeah, maybe a little tinfoily. Uh-oh, she's got the gavel.
I'm ready.
I want to be as respectful as possible because there's going to be some speculation, which I think it's fair that there be some speculation because the government seems to have a propensity to not tell us the truth. And I think a lot of people are kind of getting sick of it.
Well, we find out 40, 50, 100 years later what actually happened. So at least now, previously, there was no way. I mean, I guess there was a way to publish an article or whatever, but they just call you crazy. But in 2025, there's a way to make a record of what you think is going on. So then years from now, people will discover, they'll think you're Nostradamus. Like, they'll be like, how did he know? So
fair enough.
That reminds me, I forgot to send you that thing about the mosquitoes. I'll remember eventually. A whole other thing. We might do a show about it on your channel.
I hope so. Tinfoil hat Tuesdays. You gotta wear a tinfoil hat though.
Yeah, I actually have a friend who makes like beanie caps like that are gray and it says tinfoil on it. He sells them in his it's
Well, we have to pick this up some then.
Nate the Noticer on Twitter. Nate the Noticer. He notices things and he sells tinfoil hats. Of course, as always, when I'm in front of you, I know you're not here to see me. Nobody in the audience is here to see me. You're here to see Ava and Xena, and they are here. My screen has popped way the heck out. Let's fix that. A little swinging arm there. And if you support the show in any way while we're here, they will get a mini milk bone. If you support $10 or up, they get a duck foot, which are disgusting. And I hate them and they smell bad. But you guys get what you want around here. What's the other thing? Oh, I do have a bottle of liquor back here right there. So $20 or up, I might have a little drink. I might do it. This is pretty heavy stuff to get through, so I would appreciate a little drink. But it's up to y'all. Them's the rules on the KDZ Crime Show. I guess we'll just jump into it. Oh, yes, sir.
Well, I'm a social drinker, so when somebody says I'll have a drink, I say, so shall I.
So shall I. That's perfect.
I'll join you.
And of course, as the pillow says in the background of the doggies there, be kind to each other, please. I know I probably have a lot of new people here because your audience has joined us too. I only have 2 rules.
Mhm.
One of them is no blasphemy in my chat, please. The second rule is no sex stuff. Don't no smut. Don't put that in my chat. I appreciate that. I would appreciate it's not a rule, but I would appreciate it if everybody was kind to each other because we're all human beings made in the image of God. That's it.
Amen.
End of spiel. All right, so we did have an arrest in the Charlie Kirk shooting. I assume that all of you are familiar. Well, before we do anything, did you need to go get a drink, or are you? You don't have to drink. By the way, you don't have to drink. It's up to you if you want to.
Well, I was kind of hoping it was Wednesday and it was a booze body cam I was filling in for because I lose track of days, and I was like, oh, it's Thursday. Maybe I won't be able to drink. So, yeah, I'll definitely go grab a. I'm gonna grab I got a little rocks glass right here. I'll just pour a
Okay.
little snifter in there and sip a little bit. Hopefully nobody minds. But
I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna dole out the duck feet.
I'll be
While you do
right
that.
back.
So this is Ava on the screen. She's a little bit of a terrorist. She's the younger of the two, and she's cute, and she knows it, which is a terrible combination. I know this because I'm the youngest girl in my family. There's one for you. I do touch them with the tissue because they are sticky and gross, and there's bones in them. You can hear them crunching. And Xena, the warrior princess, is back there. Here goes Zine. Zini Beanie. There you go. Thank you very much, Durfwood.
I think we're going to be going with the famous grouse. This is my Scotch whiskey.
Nice.
That was suggested by Miss McClellan. She's a Scottish lady, so she said it's a good shot whiskey. It's nothing super special, not super expensive. But grind, what is it? Grind. Ooh, does that got like a coffee?
Caramel. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
what is that? Honey, look at this. Pay attention. I want to try that.
It's a grind espresso shot caramel, and it is. I don't have glasses. Oh, here they are. I can't read up close without my glasses because I'm elderly. It's 30% alcohol by volume, so it's only 60 proof, which is good for booze and body cams because sometimes, just sometimes, people are very generous, and I get way too tipsy. The first one is always full. After that, I do mini shots. Oops. And I will show you that first one is all the way full. Cheers, Durfwood. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, that's delicious. That's dangerous, is what it is. Because it is so delicious.
Well, I was drinking it carefully because there was a little fuzzy down there when I went to rinse it out.
Oh.
I didn't want to spend the rest of the show going.
Understandable.
So there we go. We managed to get it. So it was a little sloppy. Thank you so much.
Yes, I really appreciate, like I said, any support of the show because it helps me pay the bills. So
fair enough.
Good stuff. All right, so this is the press conference that was held just after, I think it was the next day, they arrested this. No, it wasn't. Incorrect. This is the one that they did just before they did the first hearing. We watched the other one on the show the other night, last Thursday, I think it was. So this is going to outline all of the evidence they've already collected against this guy. And then if you go ahead.
I was going to say, so the first one wasn't it the FBI like a 5-minute briefing saying we don't know anything? Can you send us tips? I'm pretty sure that was the first press conference. Was they saying we're completely inadequate and know nothing. The guy that we thought did it, we released.
The first one, well, to be fair, they did arrest somebody, and we'll get to him a little bit later, but he was at the event yelling that he had done it, so I don't blame them for inadequacies when somebody's like, "It was me," and they put handcuffs on
Lovely.
him. Like, you know? But yeah, the first one was a short one saying that they realized that that guy was not the one that pulled the trigger, and they were releasing photos, still shots from the video to see, "Hey, does anybody know this guy?"
Mhm.
Which they did, so that's good. And then the second one was going over like, "Hey, we arrested him. We got him." That was the one that started, "We got him." Um, and now this is the one that they're gonna outline all of this is so messy. Like, there's so much evidence already against this guy. I don't know how he would plea not guilty with the amount of evidence, but we'll hear what he has to say. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. This gentleman talks very slowly. Let me know in the chat if it's too fast. And here we go.
The murder of Charlie Kirk is an American tragedy.
Oh, and
Charlie Kirk.
just start talking whenever. Did we have another super chat? Did I miss it?
No, I'm just
Okay.
my
Just
wife brought me
thirsty?
down a rocks glass with she bought this special for me. It's these are like fake bullets that you put in the freezer. So instead of watering down your drink,
Oh,
it
yeah.
chills them without adding water content. So she came
Dave's got
beautifully
some of
walking down the
those.
stairs and handed it to me. I
That's
was like,
beautiful.
thank you, my beloved.
I can't wait to meet her someday, by the way.
I can't
Dave's
wait for
got
you to meet
those,
her too.
but they're little cubes instead of bullets, so same thing. He's a whiskey guy. He likes to sit
Mhm.
out on the back deck. I was telling you the other day, his favorite pastime is sitting on the back deck. He's cooking, which really means he sits out on the back deck and smokes cigars and drinks whiskey while the smoker cooks the meat, is what happens in that situation. I think you and he would get along. Oh, you've met him
Yeah, I
before. I
met him.
think you
Yep.
guys get along great.
Yeah, he was real easygoing. Matter of fact, I think because I didn't have any cash on me, I think he paid for my ticket,
Yeah,
and then I had to
sure
super
did.
chat you back. Hopefully I gave you guys enough. So
Yeah, it's if I don't expect it, it's fine.
fair enough. All right, but I appreciate it. It was a nice gesture.
Yes, I'm happy you were able to come down, and I know it was a long drive. Anyway, let's get to it.
Kirk was murdered while engaging in one of our most sacred and cherished American rights, the bedrock of our democratic republic, the free exchange of ideas in a search for truth, understanding, and a more perfect union. It is also an offense against the state
Can I pause
and
you?
to the peace and enjoyment of the people of Utah.
Now I know you've got it sped up, but what are you noticing already about his breathing? Do you ever know somebody to lie and they
He
kind of
sounds nervous to
he
me.
sounds like he can't catch his breath, and maybe it's because he's
Mhm.
sped up, but even then he sounds like he's trying to
Yeah.
like, oh man, I hope they believe this. I hope I'm convincing them. I don't, okay. That's one
S-
thing. I just noticed things.
I think this is good that we're doing this together because in my brain I always have excuses for people because I see the world through rose-colored
Mhm.
lenses. Um but I would think that he's just nervous because this is probably the biggest thing he's ever had to speak about. And more people are going to see this. And I know the first time I hit that live button and was looking at that camera with like 3 people watching, even that made my heart beat a little faster. So it could be either way, but it's good to get both perspectives.
I just think somebody at his age doing his job with his this should be second nature to him. Fair enough though. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little more critical than the average person.
Yes. I think yes, and also I'm a little less critical than the average person, so we just find each other in the middle somewhere, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And of all those who visit here. But Charlie Kirk's murder also strikes a more personal and intimate chord. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a father to 2 beautiful young children. He was a son, he was a brother, and a friend. Like all murders, the senseless and needless taking of Charlie Kirk's life has shattered the lives of those he loved and those who loved him. to Charlie's wife, Erica, his 2 young children, his parents, his family, and his friends, I express my sincere condolences and offer my heartfelt prayers on your behalf. I also want to express my concern for everyone who was at Charlie's Turning Point USA event at the Utah Valley University, and all who have been impacted by this tragedy. As county attorney, I am charged with bringing justice to those who offend our laws. I am charged with bringing justice for those who are harmed. I am charged with bringing justice for Charlie Kirk. I am committed to these aims. I take this responsibility seriously. Today, after reviewing the evidence that law enforcement has collected thus far, I am filing a criminal information charging Tyler James Robinson, age 22, with the following crimes. Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense, for intentionally or knowingly causing the death of Charlie Kirk under circumstances that created a great risk of death to others. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony. The state is further alleging aggravating factors on counts 1 and 2 because the defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression and did so knowing that children were present and would witness the homicide.
Now, that's very important. So all of these charges are going to have aggravating factors. You can either have aggravating or mitigating factors in a crime because there was children present. And by the way, his children, along with other children. But anytime there's children involved, it adds a little bit. It's like instead of an F, he's getting an F minus. Does that make sense? It's just a smidge more, or worse, because there was kids there.
The state is also charging defendant with count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony, for moving and concealing the rifle used in the shooting. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for disposing the clothing he wore during the shooting. Count 5, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to delete his incriminating texts. Count 6, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to stay silent if police questioned him. And count 7, commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor, for committing homicide knowing that children were present and may have seen or heard the murder and did so based on Charlie Kirk's political expression. Also, following the press conference, I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. I do not take this decision lightly, and it is a decision I have made independently as county attorney, based solely on the available evidence and circumstances and nature of the crime. Because we are seeking the death penalty, the defendant will continue to be held without bail in the Utah County.
Yes.
Okay. I'm seeking the death penalty. Let's get rid of him. Everyone will forget about him. Case closed.
What I found interesting is in every other, this is my spidey senses kicking in. Have you noticed that in every other case like this, we get 3 names? John Wayne Gacy, for instance. I tried to Google his middle name, couldn't find it. What is this dude's middle name? Why isn't it plastered all over all of the media everywhere?
That's actually really interesting. It looks like Jonathan P says he's got a question, but I'm not seeing what it is. But yeah, so I don't know, man. This kind of feels like trying to get rid of, I don't know. Yeah.
Like
It's
Ruby
like
style.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, okay. We're not there yet. My show is where we do the tinfoily. Heard. Okay. I'm going to listen to this, but this is just the facts, ma'am. Heard. Okay.
We're doing that after this, but oh dang it! I was going to say something and now I forgot. I'll
It's
think of it as
it's
soon as I
okay.
hit play. I'm sure.
You were gonna say that I'm the most handsomest and humblest host
I
co-star you've ever
wasn't.
had. No,
Nope.
not even
Nah.
close.
No, I've streamed with my husband before a lot.
Not even
So
close. Okay,
not
second
even
only to your
close.
husband. Not even.
Uh,
Okay, fine. All
Have
right.
you seen my husband? There's nobody
Yes,
second
yes, I
to
met
him.
him.
He's the one and only.
I
He
I
is
beat him in an arm
irreplaceable.
wrestling match.
I
That
don't know
that
about
never
that.
happened. That didn't happen. That probably hurt my hip trying to arm wrestle him. I don't know that. My hip. All right. Anyway, on with the show.
Jail.
Oh,
Turning to the
I remember. I knew as soon as I had play, I'd remember what I was going to say. I am pro death penalty.
Mhm.
However,
Mhm.
I'm disappointed that they're seeking the death penalty because Charlie Kirk was outwardly, openly anti-death penalty.
Ooh, interesting.
So I think that if he's on record saying that he's against the death penalty in any circumstances, like, and you know, his whole thing, and some people in my chat, because I don't really cover the same sort of stuff you do, might not even have heard of
Mhm.
Charlie Kirk before, or just seen him in passing in a short or something. But his whole thing was going and having discussions about things like this. So he was pro-life in all circumstances. And it bothers me that they are seeking the death penalty, even though I assume his family and he would not want that. Do you see? She never does that. That's very cute, Ava. Ava's looking deep into your soul, people.
Is her belly all really red?
It's because there's red lights that are
Oh, okay.
reflecting.
I thought she was having an
The
allergic reaction to the duck.
no,
Or something. Oh,
it's
okay.
it's the hallway light
Okay.
reflecting.
All right. I was just like, wait, is she having an allergic reaction?
Yeah, no, if
Fair
I
enough. Fair
change
enough.
this, look, I can make her belly green. Hold
Okay.
on. There we go.
Oh.
Now she looks sick.
Oh. Fair enough. All right, my bad. Stop noticing things. Heard.
page.
You're like an A+ noticer.
am.
Noticing of all noticing things, noticer.
Information. These are the allegations. On September 10th, 2025, at approximately 12:23 p.m., Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking to a large crowd on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Police found the suspected murder weapon, a bolt-action .30-06 rifle, nearby. Over the next approximately 33 hours, police conducted a manhunt for the shooter until the evening of September 11th, 2025, when Tyler James Robinson surrendered to police at the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
They said his middle name, James. Tyler James. I just caught it.
So TJ Robinson. Okay.
So why are all of these news reports and even this official press conference not listed Tyler James Robinson? Why? I don't know.
Gotcha.
DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle's trigger. After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle, and told his roommate to delete incriminating text messages and not talk to police. Children were present at the time of the shooting.
Hold on.
The shooting.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Mr. I can't catch my breath, dude. I don't know if this kid is like volunteering for tribute.
Hmm.
All right. Now here,
I don't
okay.
know.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get a little tinfoily.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to have changed clothes but leave the weapon behind, right? So the clothes that he was wearing when he fired this weapon could have easily been taken from a dirty clothes hamper weeks ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So it has his DNA, would have any kind of like gunpowder residue associated with the act of doing it in places you would expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Just put that in the back of your mind for the next show.
So here's my counter to that. Did you see the video of him walking up to the shooting? Did you see like what he had it in his pants? He had the weapon in his pants and he was like limping.
Well,
Have you seen that video?
I've seen people say that the chances of that being that size of a weapon being in his pants are pretty. I haven't seen the actual video. I've seen still shots.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well, yeah, there's video of it, and
fair enough.
you can't run. Like I could pull it up. Like when this is done, I'll show
You know
you.
what?
But
If you're gonna go to my show, if you
we'll
want to
do it
bring it
there.
up, yeah. If you'd
Okay.
like
Yeah,
to
we'll
do
do
that.
that.
Okay. I'm gonna
My
be quiet now.
my point is when you look at the layout, I looked at the Google Earth or whatever.
Mhm.
There's a small little patch of woods that like you don't want to be running through a neighborhood with the gun, and you can't have it down your pants on the way out.
Mhm.
And from what I understand is he wanted to circle back and get it. So it does make sense to me. He also was trying to change what he was wearing because he knows people saw him up on the roof. Like everybody turned and looked. And all he did was like change the color of the shirt he was wearing. Like it wasn't like a whole costume change. So
So I got
that's
a fancy word for you.
mhm.
Copse. COPSE. It's a
What do you
copse.
mean by that?
A copse of trees. A set of small trees, brush, tufts of grass.
Ah,
A copse.
got
A
it.
copse of trees. A small forest.
Do you have the thesaurus of the day app where it gives you a new word? I
No,
love that.
I just make
You
them up.
should.
I just make them up as I go along. Sometimes I get one right.
Look, my shirt. Let me show you my shirt. Speaking of making them up, I have a attempted murder with crows on it. So
A
I do
murder
like
of
the word.
crows. Yeah.
I do like the word plays.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to. All right. My wife knows the one I'm talking about. Let's just say it had a woman with a swallow. Bird.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen
I'll
it.
just leave it at
Yeah.
that. Okay. Don't let your imagination.
Turning
run
Point
wild.
USA, a nonprofit organization founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk, organized a public outdoor event to be held at noon on September 10th, 2025 at UVU. The event was the first in a series of similar events to be held at college campuses nationwide. Mr. Kirk is a well-known conservative activist, famous for these type of events, where he discusses various political issues and debates with audience members. His events and comments
Now,
have garnered
we're never going to get through this because I can't stop pausing it. But I just wanted to point when I first saw this, my initial reaction is, why are we going into politics right now? But when you think about it, it's because they're going to attribute his politics to motive. So, because I'm thinking to myself, why would you're the police, you're the authorities. Why are you talking about politics right now? It doesn't make any sense. But there is a connection there to the crime. That's why.
a significant number of supporters and drawn the ire of many who disagree with his political views. The event at UVU was announced far in advance and garnered significant publicity and interest. Consequently, several hundred people attended. Mr. Kirk was interacting with a crowd before the event officially got underway. Then, at approximately noon, Mr. Kirk seated himself under a portable canopy behind a table and microphone. He began speaking to the crowd and fielding questions from attendees, a format Mr. Kirk commonly used at his events. Mr. Kirk allowed his questioners to approach a microphone positioned directly in front of him.
Hey, Katie.
Mr. Kirk's team members were very close to
Can
him
we do a
on his
poll to
right
see
and
if
left,
anyone thinks he
as
sounds
well as
really
some
nervous?
behind his canopy and others at various close locations near him.
Yes.
The large crowd surrounded Mr. Kirk on three sides. Temporary metal fencing separated.
Sorry, I was repositioning my props over there on the bed. Yeah, I'll start a poll right now.
So I want us to make a
for
I
Mr.
want us to make a shirt, a generally specific shirt, if we can get this one going.
Yeah.
I worked in this sweatshop, and all I got was this T-shirt, generally specific.
You gotta email that or text it. I'll never remember.
Or something like that. We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Kirk by only a matter of feet. Directly above and behind Mr. Kirk was the UVU Hall of Flags, an indoor walkway spanning several hundred feet with floor-to-ceiling glass windows which overlooked the plaza where Mr. Kirk was seated. People were in the walkway at the time of the shooting. Approximately 15 minutes into the event, Mr. Kirk was answering a question about mass shootings by transgender individuals when a gunshot rang out. The bullet struck Mr. Kirk in the neck. He slumped to the ground almost immediately. The bullet's trajectory passed closely to several other individuals beside Mr. Kirk, including the questioner who was standing directly in front of Mr. Kirk.
I'm getting to the poll, by the way. I was on your chat and I'm like, why is it not letting me create a poll?
Oh,
But because the thumbnail's the same, I'm like,
it threw you off.
I was so confused. It was a total blonde moment.
Yeah,
I have them.
Mine says after show.
I have them quite often. Well, I was just looking at the thumbnail. So
Children were visible near Mr. Kirk's stage when he was shot. Mr. Kirk was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was declared deceased. The medical examiner's report is still pending. So UVU surveillance.
pop out.
So at the moment of the shot, a UVU police officer was watching the crowd from an elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats. Believing the shot came from a rifle because of its sound, he looked for potential sniper positions. He noted a roof area approximately 160 yards away from Mr. Kirk as a potential shooting position and rushed there to look for evidence. The suspected shooting position is adjacent to an open, publicly accessible walkway. To access the suspected location, a person must climb over a railing and then drop to the roof only slightly below. The UV officer climbed over the railing and down onto the roof. He then walked to the suspected shooting position and confirmed a clear shooting corridor between the position and Mr. Kirk's seat. He also noticed markings in the gravel rooftop, consistent with a sniper having lain on the roof, impressions in the gravel potentially left by the elbows, knees, and feet of a person in a prone.
By the way, I have actually very handy. I can show you guys what he's talking about right there. If I press this button and this button and this button, I think it's not that one. Hold on. Oh, I went too far. I made this presentation for the show the other night. I thought I had it on here. Dagnabbit. I guess I don't have it handy. I'm mistaken.
Sounds like you're getting the KFAR sniffles there.
It's allergy season. First of all, I'm allergic to Georgia 100% of the time, but in the fall and the spring, it's way worse.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Got Georgia on my mind.
I don't know if you've ever been to Georgia during pine pollen season.
No, I got to be careful about even talking about going to Georgia because there's somebody there that might take an EPO out on me. I'm just saying, even if I'm going to visit you.
That person lives so far south of me that you wouldn't even get close to him if you came to visit me. I live in North Georgia.
Him or
he
her.
lives in bumfuck Georgia.
Fair enough.
All right, here we go.
Shooting position. Police reviewed surveillance from the camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing.
People are asking me to back up a little bit. I'll do that.
We were talking over it.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
We'll back up like a minute and a half.
Your guest is the worst.
Accessible walkway.
I'm
to
what?
Access.
Your guest is the worst. Your guest is horrible. You need to kick your guest off.
For real though, it's me. It's never you, or sometimes it's KFAR. But I pause so much. First of all, look at my pause game. Look at the way these two guys in the back are
staring at
I don't know. It's like
look at them. They're staring at him like, yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm telling you, man.
For your show. This yeah.
The suspected location. A person must climb over a railing and then drop.
By the way, he's reading directly from this. He's reading like this narration that he's going through
is the
is
argument.
he's reading exactly what's on this paper right here, the probable cause statement that was submitted just after this. So I don't know how he could say the wrong thing, but that's what he's reading.
Well, I guess I'd be nervous if I was lying. Not saying he is. I'm just saying if.
Well, also it might just be that he's not the one that wrote this, but he's the one that got the got pulled out of the hat to be the one to read it.
Fair
So,
enough. Fair enough.
then dropped to the roof only slightly below. The UV officer climbed over the railing and down onto the roof. He then walked to the suspected shooting position and confirmed a clear shooting corridor between the position and Mr. Kirk's seat. He also noticed markings in the gravel rooftop, consistent with a sniper having lain on the roof, impressions in the gravel potentially left by the elbows, knees, and feet of a person in a prone shooting position. Police reviewed surveillance from the camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing from the public walkway and drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15 p.m. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time, the camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling to the area the UVU officer recognized as where the suspected sniper had dropped into a prone shooting position. After a short time, which matches the known time of the shot, the individual arose and ran across the roof to the northeast. This discovery led to an intensive review of UVU surveillance recordings to attempt to track and identify the suspect. Surveillance revealed the following. At approximately 11:51 a.m., the suspect entered campus from the north. He is seen wearing a black shirt with an American flag in the center, a dark baseball cap, and large sunglasses. Throughout the surveillance, the suspect keeps his head down and rarely raises his head enough to get a clear image of his face. Okay. As he proceeds across...
I'm going to pause it and share something with you guys. I had to re-find it because I wasn't planning on doing this, but he's talking about this roof. It looks like he's way up high, but the way the topography is, you can see... Okay, so let me zoom in here. I think this is the one. I had it the other day. Dang it, I'm so unprepared. Who runs this show? What is happening?
Look for the backdrop where Charlie was sitting and then go from there. It should be allegedly it's directly across from there.
Yeah, it is, but I was...
Uh-oh. Durf with a drink with a question mark? Wait, is that from way back or is that a new one?
Yeah. No, that's not a new one.
That's not a new one? How did I get that far back?
Are you scrolling down instead of up?
That's what she said. No, I'm on my phone going through the chat. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to comment. See, I know StreamYards is backwards. Does this gentleman sound more nervous than he should be? I think yes. I think everyone's kind of agreeing. Well, except for, I don't know.
Let me go back. Well, we'll let this play. I'll find what I was trying to show you guys.
And then she still hasn't found what she's looking for. 3 years later.
Proceeds across the campus.
And despite all my rage,
I'm still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah.
He is seen walking with an unusual gait. The suspect walks with very little bending in his right leg, consistent with a rifle being hidden in his pants. This unusual gait continues until the suspect is seen crossing the railway off the open walkway and onto the roof, where he leaves the camera's view. A camera later captures the suspect as he runs across the roof to the suspected shooting position. Immediately after the shot was fired, a camera captures the suspect running across the roof carrying an item whose shape is...
I was on the wrong one. That was the problem. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for.
You keep setting me up for like all kinds of one-liners that might be sexual in nature. I'm over here having to go, nope, don't jump on it. You're setting me right up. Something about the wrong something. All right. Anyway, Waffle Salter would be proud of me.
Yes.
We're gonna leave
absolutely.
It alone now. Miss you, Waffle Salter. Hope you're doing well.
Did I still not find what I was looking for? What is wrong
She
with me?
still hasn't found what she's looking for. Right there. No, that's not it.
No.
What the
It should be
French
like
does?
right in here. Looked at this oh, here it is. I'm a tard. Here's the where he was sitting,
Okay, perfect.
right?
So it
So
should be
here's
right
the
across. Yeah.
building right here. What I was going to show you guys is this driveway right here.
Okay.
And this is as far as it'll zoom in. Maybe I can zoom in this way.
So the copse of trees was like right in that area.
I'll show you the. No, stop
See,
that.
so you learned a new
Stop.
word.
Oh,
Copse of trees.
I messed it all up. I'll get back to it. Anyway, the point is the driveway goes right up to where you can like go around one rail and get on the second level of roof. So we would just have to go up one more to be on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier than it should. It like when I first heard that, I'm like, why? How did he get up 3 stories onto a roof? But the driveway lines up with the second level of roof. Is my point.
Well, he did drop down. Like I'm a little shocked.
Only one level. Yeah.
No, he dropped down from. I mean, from it looked like about 2.5 stories. Looked like it was about a good 25-foot drop.
No, not at all. No. No, it was one.
Even
It was
hanging,
one
it still looked
story.
like.
It was one story, and it was and he hung and then dropped. So like he
Yeah.
really only dropped down about from where his feet were about 10 feet. But you have to remember this is not like your house. These are tall ceilings inside, you know.
Right. Okay. I don't know. It looked
Like-
pretty tall. I mean, he's probably got to be about what 5. He's at least 5'8". That's average. So if he's 5'8" hanging, and there were still like 3 of him or 2 of him below him, you know, you're looking at at least a story and a half, maybe. Uh-oh, it's cute doggy time. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
I'll show you. Oh, okay, yes, sorry.
No,
Absolutely, you can pet the dog.
No, it wasn't pet the
Everybody-
dog. It might be something different. I think I might have missed the cue. I think they just want you to give it like a little treat.
Absolutely.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
Everybody can pet the dogs. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Charmed forever. You're the best. There's the one for the Ava. There's one for the Xena back there.
A 1 for the Ava, a 2 for the Xena. A 3 to get ready now. Go. Sorry, I'll be quiet. You keep setting me up.
So let's take a look. Let's take a look. See,
we should be doing.
Here's
all
where
this.
we're at.
We should be doing all of this on my show, where we're really decompressing it down.
And here's what I was talking about. Do you see this parking lot? All he has to do is swoop right over to here, and then it's just one story up to this level. And then because it's a hill, it's like it's not flat. So when he dropped down from over here, I believe. And when you look from the parking lot view, hold on, I have to go out a little bit because it only goes to here. And you can see exactly where he dropped down from was right about here. This is that walkway. Then he went down and went this way. And I believe this is the Cupid of trees. I don't remember what you said that he left.
Copse. COPSE. Copse.
Cupid copse or whatever. And then you can see the neighborhood, these trees right here. And there's a neighborhood right behind these trees. But it's only like maybe 10 feet of trees. It's not like a forest or whatever. The neighborhood's like right back here. You can see the fence right there.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm thinking maybe he wanted to egress one way, but there might have been people there, so he decided to go down a different route. Like because it would have made sense to go back the way he came up, right? Without risking breaking an ankle.
No, I think that is the way he can I think his plan was to hide the gun and come back for it because I think he didn't realize and all of
No. You said that he
oh.
got up and that one little up and then up
Oh, yeah.
again, but then he went when he exfilled, he went where he dropped down a far greater height than he would have if he would have basically leapfrogged
Yes.
like he did when he got up
Yes.
there. So what I'm
And
saying in my mind is if you leapfrogged up, which would be less
mhm.
difficult than trying to climb up 10 or 14 or 15 feet straight, then
Yeah.
why wouldn't you leapfrog back down the way you came up unless there were people there?
Here's what I'm thinking, when the shooting happened, all of these people that were in this space here were fleeing
Hmm.
through like, to the parking lot on both sides of that building, I would assume. But if you notice, it's not really like, this does I mean, it is a sidewalk, but I don't know if this
Nobody can
connects or
see it.
whatever.
If you're showing it, nobody can see it, but that's okay.
Ah, shit
That's all
monkeys.
right. That's all right. I
I'm
think
assuming this area here is everybody's fleeing outward, and this would be the obvious direction for them to come because this
Mhm.
connects directly to the parking lot. So somebody would see him up there.
Okay.
So he came back over this side. I assume,
So now
allegedly.
so now before we get into too much tinfoil, you seem like you're going with the standard story. But have you not
I'm
seen
just
the
explaining.
you're
I'm explaining what I'm explaining
what
their
they're
story.
claiming? Roger.
We're
Okay.
gonna
So
talk about what we think really happened a little
no.
later on, I
You've not
believe.
heard reports and that there was muzzle flash from a whole different direction?
I've heard that on your show. I
Okay.
haven't really
Okay.
looked into it
Fair
somewhere
enough.
else. But,
All right, moving on.
was that report from like a news outlet or an
Oh, you
official,
mean
or was it just random
like a
people?
reliable source that would never lie to us?
Well, that's what I'm covering right
Bless your
now
heart.
is what
Bless
I'm
your heart.
saying.
I'm
I
I'm
think you're
playing with
misunderstanding me.
no,
I'm
I'm just
trying to give you what
I'm
their
making a funny.
story is.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So,
Is consistent with a rifle. The suspect is then seen climbing down from the roof. He appears to drop the item he was carrying as he hits the ground in a controlled fall. He then picks up the item and runs toward the northeast end of campus. Expanded crime scene investigation. Law enforcement officers followed the suspect's escape path to the northeast end of campus, where they believe the suspect left campus and entered a wooded area. In that wooded area, investigators found a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel. The rifle contained one spent round and 3 unspent rounds. This is consistent with the facts officers observed at the time of and immediately after the shootings. No shell casings were found on the roof, suggesting a bolt action rather than an auto-loading weapon, and only a single round was fired. Each round in the rifle contained an etched inscription as follows. The fired cartridge was etched, "No Tice's bulge, OWO, what's this?" The second cartridge that was again not spent, the last 3 were not spent, were not fired. The second, "Hey fascist, catch," with arrow symbols. The third cartridge, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." The fourth cartridge, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." The rifle, ammunition rounds, and towel were sent for forensic processing. DNA consistent with defendant was found on the trigger, other parts of the rifle, the fired cartridge casing, 2 of the 3 unfired cartridges, and the towel. Law enforcement was unable to immediately locate the shooter, so they published photos of the shooter from the UVU surveillance cameras and asked for the public's help to identify him. Meanwhile, law enforcement continued to try to identify the shooter through other means. The Washington County investigation. On the evening of September 11th, 2025, as law enforcement continued their investigation, Tyler James Robinson went to the Washington County Sheriff's Office with his parents and a family friend to turn himself in. Robinson's mother stated that the following to police. On September 11th, 2025, the day after the shooting, Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother called her son and asked him where he was. He said he was at home sick and that he had also been at home homesick on September 10th. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspect shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed. Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between
I have a
Robinson.
new poll in my chat. If you were these parents, would you have turned your kid in? I have a feeling we will have mixed reviews on that. And I don't know what I would do. But think about it. We'll circle back. We'll see what the audience says.
Well, I have already made up my mind. I know exactly what I would do, but go ahead. I'll wait. I don't want to tarnish the or what do you call it, influence?
Yeah.
Because I'm so handsome and humble, and
You're
everyone would
such
agree with me.
you're such an influencer.
Yeah,
And his father.
I just got to start
who have
selling
very
some
different
noble
political-
gold. You know, that's all. I'm just waiting for my.
What is it? Birch sheets.
Yeah,
What is it? No,
birch
birch gold and
birch
what are
gold
the
sheets.
sheets?
They're super
Yeah.
smooth and awesome and stuff. Yeah, merchandising.
In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. Robinson's father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance image of the suspected shooter in the news, he agreed that it looked like their son. He also believed that the rifle that police suspected the shooter used matched a rifle that was given to his son as a gift. As a result, Robinson's father contacted his son and asked him to send a photo of the rifle. Robinson did not respond. However, Robinson's father spoke on the phone with Robinson. Robinson implied that he planned to take his own life. Robinson's parents were able to convince him to meet at their home. As they discussed the situation, Robinson implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there was too much evil.
Crunch time. Absolutely, Melanie.
Hey,
You can
Melanie.
definitely
Good to see you.
dole out.
Everyone that's normally haunting my neck of the universe.
Yes, and please
Appreciate you coming
subscribe
in.
while
Yes,
you're
please.
here. I
Thank
would
you.
appreciate it.
Yes,
I
please
would.
subscribe.
And Kfar and I very generously do a pre-show twice a week to your show that starts at 9 o'clock. So if you want something to do from 8 to 9, hop on over here to the KDZ channel and we'll watch. We'll laugh at some dumb criminals together. It's a great time. Thank
Good
you very
times.
much, Melanie.
Mazel, mazel. All right, let's see.
109 places.
Oh gosh, you're gonna get me canceled now. That's a what do they call it?
We're on my channel. I can't get you canceled.
Oh, the dude. Trust me, everything you say will be attributed to me. That the ADL will be knocking at my door any second now.
I was just singing a catchy tune that I heard on the.
That's
internet.
exactly what I thought too. What were you thinking?
And the guy, referring to Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate. They talked about Robinson turning himself in and convinced Robinson to speak with a family friend who is a retired deputy sheriff. At Robinson's father's request, the family friend met with Robinson and his parents and convinced
Since we don't really have to see him, I'm just gonna, as stuff comes in, I'm just gonna give them milk bones.
Yeah, I
and
like
we'll
that. That's
listen to 'em.
better. I don't want to see
Robinson to turn himself in.
Yeah.
The family friend spoke to police and reported telling Robinson that it would be best if he brought all evidence with him to the sheriff's office to avoid police having to search his parents' home. The friend also asked Robinson if he had any clothes that were related to what he did. Robinson replied that he had disposed of the clothes in different areas. The roommate. Police
Wait,
interviewed
hold
Robinson's
up,
roommate,
hold up.
a biological male.
Can you
who was-
rewind that real quick?
was involved in a
I sure can.
Like 15 seconds, please, if you don't mind.
That should be about it.
interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who is was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025,
okay. I
the
think you gotta
roommate
go back
received.
further. It's where
Okay.
he asked about what did you do with the clothes associated with the deed.
Mhm.
That is a very specific freaking thing for some random freaking millennial or Zoomer ain't thinking anything like that, dude. That's such a anyway. That's for
Let's listen.
different areas. The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson.
Okay.
The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer
My
yet.
love.
Shouldn't be long until I can come home."
It's
What is
gross, right?
What is it? What is this? 17 freaking 90? And he's like, I'm calling. It's been a fortnight, my love, since I've last been able to write you. You
I
don't
mean,
know how
I'm not
fortuitous
even.
it is for me to be able to write these letters to you. It makes me feel a little bit like I'm home and not on the war zone, my love. GTFO.
I'm not even talking about the type of language he's using. I mean, it's like I don't. I've been married for 18 years, and I don't like if I don't know. It just seems weird the way it's worded,
Yeah.
and the sentiment behind it being all lovey. Did
Well,
you see
yeah.
that one? I think it was maybe MSNBC or maybe it was just regular NBC. That one reporter saying how sweet
Yeah.
and like
It's
fawning over.
It's freaking Chat GPT. Like, oh, two star-crossed lovers, one who's transitioning, and there's a murder plot, and blah blah blah, and okay, now and scene.
Mm.
And look, we've seen AI. It can write like, and then okay, well that doesn't make sense. All right, let's go in and hand edit that. Let's put a little touch there. Let's put a little touch there. Job's done.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, my show. Heard. I'm gonna be quiet. This is driving me crazy.
By the way, thank you for watching on Rumble. We need more people on Rumble.
Hey, Rumble.
Connie
I
over
gotta
there
start.
at Horseshoes and Hand Grenades has all of the same takes, I presume, as you. By the way, Connie, could I get a hookup for the Tiger King? He interviewed the Tiger King the other day, and I need that hookup. I need to interview the Tiger King.
If I may,
But I got to grab my
if I may
rifle.
shamelessly plug my Rumble, which I need to start doing. It's generally _specific over on Rumble. Give me a like, share,
I'll
and
put it in the private chat, and I'll throw it up on the. Thing.
I'd have to bring it up, and I haven't. Okay, 1 second. Gosh, all this work you make me do. I worked at this KDZ sweatshop, and all I got for my troubles was this T-shirt.
We don't have to promote your show. That's fine. Either way, I'm good with it.
Still, to be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. What did I do?
I pressed the wrong button.
Robinson,
Did you kick me?
I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought.
No, I was just trying to do something else behind the scenes, and I clicked the wrong button because I'm blonde and a woman. Shit happens.
They caught the person, Robinson. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering.
By the way, we're never going to get through all the things I have pulled up. It's already 35 minutes in, or sorry, an hour in. But when I first heard this, I'm like, well, how would he know that? Because like who they grabbed or whatever that quickly. It was on Twitter almost immediately. He could have been monitoring Twitter, but in my head, I'm like, well, maybe he saw this happening. But then I was looking at the video of where or like I was figuring out where he was and where the video of the dude getting arrested was. And
Mhm.
it's on the total opposite side of like everything. It's the polar opposite sides of the space they were in. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just generally underscore specific. I don't know how to even get my link from Rumble. But anyway,
I can figure it out for you, old man.
such a almost boomer. I'm close. I'm this close.
Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson again, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke all right. I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K scope. Wink, wink. Robinson again. Delete this.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
Photo. He says Grandpa wants to know who
Oh, never mind.
has what.
On my
Or
side.
something?
No, I think I lagged out on my side. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Disregard. I thought I liked
and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. The search for Robinson's residence. Police executed a search warrant on Robinson's residence. During that search, police discovered a shell casing with etchings like the etchings found on the shells in the rifle near UVU. Police also found several target boards with bullet holes in Robinson's home.
By the way, that's suspicious to me. That he's firing the gun in his home? Or sorry, my brain just clicked in. Maybe he was out somewhere practicing and brought the target boards home. But that's not the kind of rifle you fire inside the house. That goes through refrigerators if you're close enough to it. So that seemed suspicious.
Yeah.
Now, as I stated,
I'm
in the
biting my
beginning,
tongue.
when I read those allegations,
I know. I'm trying to as well. I'm trying.
You're doing
I'm a
great.
these are
hard.
allegations. And like the evidence set forth in this statement, those allegations, what you've heard from the media, even from state and federal officials, has not been tested in the crucible of a jury trial. I understand the public's desire to know the facts. My own family members have pressed me for information. Why are we reluctant to share the details of the investigation itself and comment on the case? Because I want to ensure a fair and impartial trial. I became a prosecutor because of my love for the ideals of this great country and the principles embedded in our Constitution. The free exchange of ideas and opinions is critical to this great American experiment, but so too are the protections afforded to the accused found in the Fifth and Sixth Amendments: the right against self-incrimination, the right to a speedy and public trial, the right to the effective assistance of counsel, the right to confront one's accusers, and the right to compel the attendance of witnesses. And perhaps most importantly, under our Constitution, the accused is presumed innocent until we, the state, prove to an impartial jury of defendant's peers his guilt.
What are you humming? What's that about?
The right to be innocent until proven guilty. We know somebody, people and BSBT, and somebody is guilty until proven innocent. And, we know it anyway. I'm not going to bring it in, but I think we know a particular situation that, yep, there it is. There it is right there. All right. It looks like people's holding the light in Katie Zed's world right now.
I'll just leave them on for a little bit. Actually, this bright light in my face is kind of nice.
Beyond a reasonable doubt. That jury cannot rely on our allegations, on what they hear in the news, or on what they hear from a public official. The jury is the sole trier of fact, and they will ultimately determine those facts based on evidence a trial judge has determined is admissible. Again, as prosecutors, we bear the burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. But make no mistake, we welcome this burden. I'd like to now introduce my trial team who will be charged with prosecuting the case. This is a veteran and expert team of some of the state's best trial attorneys. Chad Grunander, who is one of my two chief deputies, Ryan McBride and David Sturgill on the far right there. And those two were very much involved in preparing search warrants, did a phenomenal job, worked day and night to see that accomplished well after Robinson was taken into custody. Also, Lauren Hunt, she is one of our special victims prosecutors, and Chris Ballard, my second chief deputy, who will be handling motions. I'm going to explain just the procedural steps. We're not a grand jury. We don't have a grand jury system like the federal courts do. It's a preliminary hearing system. So the arrest and filing of the criminal information are merely the first steps in the criminal justice process. Today at 3 p.m., the defendant will appear before a judge in the Utah 4th District Court for his first appearance to be informed of these charges and to ensure that he has an attorney to represent him. The hearing will be brief. The judge will conduct that first appearance virtually via WebEx. This is not unusual. In the 4th District, all felony first appearances for defendants who are in custody are held virtually. A link to that hearing is available for media on the Utah State Courts X account at Utah State Courts. Now, following defendant's first appearance, he will be entitled to a preliminary hearing. At that hearing, the state will be required to show probable cause that defendant committed the crimes. The purpose of the preliminary hearing is not to determine guilt, but simply to assure the court that the prosecution has enough evidence to proceed to trial. If a judge finds probable cause and binds the case over for trial, an arraignment hearing will be held. At that hearing, a judge will again inform defendant of the charges against him and require him to enter a plea to each charge. The next step following the arraignment is an opportunity for the parties to file any relevant motions and then ultimately the trial itself. This case has generated a tremendous amount of interest across our nation and even the world. The public's desire for information is understandable, but it bears reiterating that this case will be tried in a court of law consistent with our Constitution, not the court of public opinion. Thus, we will only discuss the case with the press occasionally. It will not be a day-to-day or even week-to-week occurrence, but we will only do so in a manner as not to jeopardize the fair trial process. Before I conclude, I want to express my appreciation for the tireless work of our local, state, and federal law enforcement officers. They have an extremely difficult, dangerous, and often thankless job. I'm proud to acknowledge the exceptional work they do every day, and particularly their work on this case. It was truly a marvel to witness. Their skilled work and dedication have brought us to this point. I'm also grateful for the leadership demonstrated by Bo Mason, the Commissioner of the Utah Department of Public Safety, FBI Special Agent in Charge Rob Bowles, Utah County Sheriff Mike Smith, our local police chiefs, and Police John
My
Vitti,
glass is
the acting
empty.
U.S. Attorney for the District of Utah. I'm also grateful for the support of our Governor, Spencer Cox, and our attorney.
If you keep rattling that glass in your microphone, I'm going to reach through the screen and strangle you.
How dare you? I was just saying, my
That
glass
is a
empty.
threat.
And $20, $20 is $20, but I don't have. So I sent you a private chat. I don't. Can you play clips on here? I made you like a 3-second clip that I think you'll find brilliant.
Where is it?
Email.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so you might want to. Can you like have preset? Yeah, you can, because you got the don't pet the dog, right? So
Yes.
call this one fed. So whenever somebody does feddy stuff on your channel, you can just, so when these cops are doing all this like planting evidence, fed post crap, yeah, we can just throw that one up. Show everyone what we're talking about once you get it uploaded. All right, I'm being quiet now. If you want,
thank you very much, Legal Fiction, for the $5 super chat. I did give them these American-made roasted beef lung tips for $5. Disgusting. And
legal. That's what I'm
Jonathan,
talking about.
Jonathan P. I can't believe it's been 4 months. Thank you very much. Give me 1 second. Let me pour a drink. And
yes, Daddy's thirsty.
whoa, I don't want to be that big. Hold on. There we go.
Thank you, Legal. I'm gonna take a nice
Legal
little
Fiction. I do have the this is my favorite new liqueur, the Grind Espresso Shot.
I wonder if that would taste like mixed with like some Scotch whiskey. I wonder if that would mellow it out a little bit. You
No,
think?
I don't know. No. You need to like what I really want to do is this iced coffee that I'm drinking. I want to dump it in here. I want to dump like 3 shots in this is what I want to do.
Oh, wow. Oh, that just knocked me on my ass for a second. Pardon my French. Oh, you can't chase it. It's a liqueur. Why are you chasing a liqueur? Oh gosh.
Because it tastes really good because it doesn't have like the cream and I mean it is very sweet, but it tastes really good with this.
Wait a minute. Can you go back? If you go back to the green, there was a response to that green Legal Fiction super chat. Dogs are frozen. That Generally Specific guy said something. I don't think that was appropriate. Can you read that comment from Generally Specific under the green comment?
Thanks for making the dogs fat.
Katie Zed's dog's fat. How dare
More
you
milk
say that?
bones. More milk bones.
It's dog abuse. How you doing it? Why are you abusing the dogs?
Here, have another milk bone on me.
No, don't do that. No. What are you doing? That's dog abuse. Lois.
She almost caught it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh
gracious.
Geez. Oh geez.
Whoopsie. All right, let's get back to this. I will grab that clip here, but let's let this play for a minute.
Attorney General Derek Brown, who is standing behind me today and has offered his support and resources as we proceed to trial. Finally, I want to thank our Utah County Commissioners, Amelia Powers Gardner, Brandon Gordon, and Skylar Beltran. They too have pledged to assist with the resources needed to successfully prosecute this case. I will now take a few questions.
For questions, ladies and gentlemen, just really fast, if you could identify yourself and what organization. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. They are still looking into it. It's
Okay,
undergoing.
we're going to skip the rest of this, and here's why. Every single question, he says, I can't talk about that for the next 10 minutes. So
boring.
Basically, which I understand because you don't want to give out too much information in a ongoing investigation, and everything, all of the information that they were able to be released, that is able to be released at this time, he just read to you. So he can't say anything else. But what I do want to tell everyone here is that we are not sponsored by anybody except ourselves. So if you would like to support either myself or Mr. Todd Generally Specific, you can go to ktzed.com. That's KTZED.com. And if you scroll down here a little bit, of course, what everybody wants is the Xena merchandise because she is the star of the show,
Oh,
after
dude, I
all.
love that. The dog.
Yes,
I wonder if my wife
and
is still watching. She'd probably love
it
that.
says True
Oh, that's
Crime
so
with
cool.
Xena featuring KTZ, because I am also here clicking the buttons. And I did make sure to get her in her natural state, which is lying down just like that. So True
Fair
Crime
enough.
with Xena.
That's cute.
Definitely. If you scroll a little bit further, guess what you find? Generally specific merchandise. What?
Yeah.
To be fair,
To be fair.
generally specific, and I am working on actually while we were doing this a hoodie for you as well,
Oh,
which is very nice. But it's kind of it's
a
hoodie
little
weather
pricey.
right now. It
What's
they
the
all like
average price? Like 45, 50?
it's 46 is what I have
Yeah,
them marked to, and we take a very small,
okay.
amount of profit on these just because we want you to have the merchandise and represent the show. So basically, it just covers the cost of owning the website.
Mhm.
We're making like dollars, not even tens of dollars, like dollars on each thing. But for whatever reason, to make a sweatshirt, like you'll see people selling them for $50 or $60, and I'm like, who would pay $60 for a sweatshirt? But I see why.
Yeah.
I have them marked at I think $46, which gives us each like $2 or something like that. I don't
Fair
know.
enough. Fair enough.
If you are not into either of those things, what I highly suggest you do is go to this Christ is King section right here. We have t-shirts and we have coffee mugs, and every single dollar made from these, and all of this is marked a little bit higher than our normal merchandise because every single dollar goes to onemorechild.org, which is a Christ-centered services for vulnerable children and struggling families. Their main thing that they do there is women that decide not to go to Planned Parenthood. They help those mothers out with having their actually giving birth to their child. Imagine that, and making sure that the children are not hungry and they have diapers and all of those things that you need when you're a new mom. This is something that, let's be frank, and my friend Steven and I collaborated on, and we decided that we don't want to keep a dollar from this, and it's
Mhm.
all going to onemorechild.org. But I think they're pretty cool designs. We have obviously the Chad Christ for the Christ is King. And then on the back it says, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. I actually wore this t-shirt to the Charlie Kirk vigil I went to the other day.
Amen.
I got a lot of people commenting on it. You can get KFAR stuff there too, but whatever. Whatevs.
Mike E had a question in the chat. He wants to know, he wants to look stylish when he's beating his wife. He said something about sleeveless, like shirt, like wife
Oh.
beaters. He wanted to
Well,
know if there's.
first, we don't have any just yet, but we can make some. If you're going to do that, you're going to want to get this How to Get Away. I'm sorry, not my How to Get Away with Crime notebook for $15. It's a very nice hard-covered notebook. And check this out. It's perforated. So after you write down your plans, you can tear that out and burn it in the fire pit as to not leave evidence.
So K-Bot Video says you need a generally specific beanie hats. Is it a beanie
we
hat
can
or
do.
a beanie? Wouldn't it be a beanie? Wouldn't it just
We
be a
used to call
beanie?
them ski. In Chicago, we used to call them ski hats. Beanies is new since I moved to Georgia. I've never heard it called that before. We also have some. This is the same sweatshirt I'm going to get for you too, where it's a nice quality. I actually have one, but it's a good quality hoodie, and it looks real nice. But you could also get a little bandana for your dog too that says True Crime with Xena. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Anywho, back to the program. That's ktzed.com, KTZED.com for all your merchandising needs.
Merchandising. Cha cha cha.
I think that's the first time I've done the commercials since I added you to
I like that.
the
I like that.
mix.
I like it.
So shortly after that press conference that we just watched, he goes before a judge for his first hearing. That's what we're going to watch now. And while we're watching this, I am going to find whatever you said you sent me.
All right,
I
she's gonna cam down. She's gonna go in the other room. She's gonna make an
swear.
Amber Heard grumpy.
If
She's just
you shake that ice in the
is it that
microphone,
loud? Is it really that
it
loud?
is bad. Don't do it.
All right, I'm gonna mute.
Just like, does that sound good to you? And I don't even have a metal or a glass cup. This is plastic. You like that?
You like that, don't you? Yeah. kinda
You're,
blue. I mean,
you're as much
I don't want to say
of an
yes. 'cause
audiophile.
it-
You're as much of an audiophile as I am. So I
I agree.
think when you listen to the playback, you will agree with me.
Well, to be fair, you asked me if I liked it, and you didn't give me an opportunity to answer it. And
I didn't want to hear your answer.
I
It was
was too-
rhetorical.
I was
Rhetorical.
I was too scared to say
Rhetorical.
yes because this would happen, so I didn't. Okay, fair enough.
Ooh. I wasn't reading the chat because I was
Distracted
I
by
need
me
to-
jangling my ice.
I
My nice.
swear. The Katie Z hoodie? What is the question?
I love the hoodies so much.
Anything on the back? No, there's nothing on the back of the Katie Z hoodie. It's just the front.
Very well.
And I thank you
Okay.
for being
By the way, all I've seen is like the very short clip of this
I haven't
saying his
seen
name.
any
So
of
this is going to be new to me as well.
Yes, ma'am.
here. So, Mr. Robinson, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with their filing of their appearance of counsel, the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications.
Yes.
Indigent.
Yes.
Is it because his father disavowed him?
Well, he's an adult, so his father's money is not his money. If he's over 18,
Right.
if you were to go to prison right now, if you had a rich uncle, that does not matter. Do you see what I mean?
Fair enough.
It's
Okay.
what he has.
So what he brings to the table, even if he's living with mom and dad.
He wasn't. He had a roommate. And
No, I'm just saying,
he-
even if he were, okay, because he's
Yes.
over 18. Fair enough. Okay.
Under Rule 8 and Rule 8C, under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option. I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your right against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights. Mr. Robinson, at this time, you will remain in custody without bail. Mr. Skortis, is there any other points that you wish to address?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the state,
Yes, Your Honor. Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees, Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case. I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with Your Honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, Your Honor, and sign that.
thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk. Is there any other business that we need to address today?
Yeah, you got to speak up. I'm doing other stuff
No,
over here, not looking at
No,
you.
no, I'm
So-
I'm sitting here. I'm having a visceral reaction here. Does he look like AI right there? Like it looks like somebody's face plastered on something that's not even like a mannequin. He
looks like he's filmed on a potato.
It's like
Yeah, I don't think I watch a lot of these court stuff though. It's always filmed on a potato like this. He's inside the prison. He's got a suicide outfit on, which means it cannot be torn, so he can't Epstein himself.
Mhm.
It's like tear-proof material. So yeah, this is normal.
But I'm
Um,
talking about his countenance, the way he's not moving. I mean, I see him
Yeah.
all the time. They're shifting all
Yeah.
around, and it's like he's just like,
Have you ever seen the police interview of a gentleman named Stephen McDaniel?
is that who I think it is?
I don't
J6
think
Steven?
it is. No,
No,
no, no, no,
I didn't know. I
no,
don't
it's
know his
not.
last name. Okay, fair enough.
This is a gentleman from Macon, Georgia, who went into a police interview and sat like this for an hour and a half,
Didn't move.
and
Just-
just answered yes and no. And then the officers like, relax, put your hands in your lap, and he did this. And then sat still again. It was crazy.
Take me to your leader. Okay,
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
freaking weird. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Counsel.
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray. So that should be in the court's file. Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Grander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time. Thank you. Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty, or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole, or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, and that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice, if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury.
Dude ain't
a
even
first-degree
blinking,
felony
dude.
In violation of Utah Code
No, I think he's got his eyes closed.
What the hell's
He's,
going on, dude? This
He's
is
pretending
freaking
he's somewhere
weird.
else.
That's like, what is he wearing?
I don't
Ruby
know.
freaking slippers or something? There ain't no place like home. What the? This is freaking creepy, dude. Sorry,
He's a
you're not
creepy
a dude. I'm not a dude, bro. I'm not your bro, dude. I'm not your chum pal. All right, regress.
annotated
God, this is creeping me out.
76-11-210 sub 2 and 3C, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson discharged a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm, and that the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child, aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson, with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or pursuant to any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, conceal or remove the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or a first-degree felony. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code 76-8-306 sub 2.
Somebody asked if I can make him bigger. It won't. I cannot. Sorry.
It's
I
weird.
tried.
His posture has not flippant.
In that honor,
He's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
he's probably like his face has been put on some weird body, and he's probably sitting with Epstein right now and Ghislaine Maxwell on some abandoned island drinking Mai Tais. All right. Tinfoil. All right.
about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, with an intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, destroyed, concealed, or removed the clothing he wore during the shooting, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or first-degree felony. Count 5, tampering with a witness. A third
They're
degree,
just reading the charges.
to wit, directing his roommate to stay
That's
silent.
basically what the other guy
in
was
violation of
talking
Utah
about, right?
Code Annotated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty
that
much
was-
it.
That was it. Yep. I want to get to this this one other thing, and then we'll move on. I see it's already.
Listen, I'm not in a
almost 3
rush.
o'clock.
I'm not in a rush. I've already let them know that they can check you
Okay.
out over here.
So this is George Zinn. This is the gentleman whom decided to yell that he was the shooter immediately after the shots were fired. Some people were ducking for cover, other people was celebrating, and you'll hear him say, I did it.
I could have swore he said, "Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me."
He did after they were taking him to the car. Yeah, just we'll watch it.
Okay.
Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
I don't know if you hear it in this clip. I've seen other clips where, like, before they tackled him, he was yelling that he's the one that did it, which is why they
Yeah.
scooped him up. People are nuts. So let me tell you about this guy. This is yikes. So The arrest of George Zinn. This is a press release from the Utah County Sheriff's Office. On 9/10/2025 at Utah Valley University, Zinn was attending an event where a shooting occurred. Shortly after the shooting occurred, and while people were fleeing the area, Zinn was seen yelling that he had shot Charlie Kirk. UVU police took Zinn into custody and transported him to the UVU Police Department at that time. Zinn was not cooperative with law enforcement and did not want to speak to investigators. Zinn began to have a medical issue and was transported to a local hospital. While at the hospital, Zinn did freely state that he was not the shooter, but yelled that he was to hinder law enforcement's response. While Zinn was at the hospital, an FBI agent and an agent from the Utah Bureau of Investigation met with Zinn, who agreed to speak with them concerning the matter. Zinn admitted that he had yelled that he was the shooter to allow the actual suspect to flee and to hinder law enforcement. During the interview, the agents asked to look at Zinn's phone, and Zinn agreed to let them. Zinn told agents that he uses the phone to view child sex abuse to view and abuse child sex abuse material, and that there may have been some images on his phone. Those agents did see several images on his phone of prepubescent girls scantily dressed. At that time, Utah Special Victims Unit detectives were asked to take the matter over as other agents were needed to help with the UVU incident. On 9/15, a search warrant was obtained by the UCSO-SVU. That's the Utah County Sheriff's Office.
Special crimes.
Victims.
Special victims crimes.
Utah County Sheriff's Office Special Victims Unit
Gotcha.
investigators for Zinn's phone. During a preliminary review of the phone, the those people, investigators did view, grasp your, like, I'm just saying, hold your horses for this one. Over 20 images of children ranging from the age from 5 to 12 years old in various stages of undress and sexual posing. There were several very graphic sexual text threads in which Zinn shared the images with other parties, who, by the way, they should go after as well. Zinn admitted to the UCSO-SVU investigators that he gets sexual gratification from viewing and sharing the CSAM, child sexual assault material, images with others, and that he preferred his victims between the ages of 5 and 12 years old. If you're not nauseous right now, I don't know what's wrong with you. George Zinn is currently being held at the Utah County Jail for second-degree felony obstruction of justice, second-degree felony sexual exploitation of a minor, 4 counts. At this time, there's no information that George Zinn actually colluded with the shooter. Zinn was in attendance and intentionally yelled that he was the shooter, and by doing so, obstructed law enforcement from focusing on the actual shooter. The investigation into the child sexual assault material is ongoing. Now, here's what I have to say about this real quick. They're saying that they don't find a connection. However, in my opinion, if I had to take a wild stab at it, I think there is. And here's why I think that they didn't find it right away is because most of these communications were on Discord, where it's just a username and it's full anonymity. So any of those screen names in the chats that they were talking about in the previous press conference could be this guy. We don't know which one he is yet. So personally, I think it's a big conspiracy. What do you think?
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting because I was going to talk about him on my show, and I think he might have been lured there to that event because of his proclivity, his willingness to just be because he might be just
Mhm.
very well insane. He
Yep.
might have been part of that group.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if half or more of that group were, if you could play that clip. I don't know if you have it loaded up.
Which I did not. I'm sorry.
You failed.
No, well, I don't have room in the. I can only have so many things loaded. It's a finite number, and I don't know what I can do. I have to look through what I have to see what.
How
Can be
dare you?
deleted.
How
So,
dare you? All right, that's fine. That's fine.
you'll have to do it on your show. Sorry.
I already have it loaded. I'm waiting. But no, oh man. So it's funny because I was thinking to myself, that dude was lured into position. He was probably, I mean, you can entice known proclivity types,
Mm-hmm.
known like, oh, how do I want to say this? I'm still holding out hope that Finkel can be a reasonable person, but like I just saw him
Yeah.
like wigging out about Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert getting canceled because they were celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk versus Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson not being canceled because they also were against Charlie Kirk. How are they against Charlie Kirk in any way, shape, or form? I haven't heard it. Hello, Mr. Zed.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Well, no, I
didn't
can see
know
you
the
looking
Ken.
like you got an axe murderer in the room.
No, he just got home from the
Fair enough.
office. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I got a lot to say about it, but I think right now is not the time until we get to the next area. And if you're there, that's fine. If you're not,
Yeah.
I understand.
I have 2 other clips because I know
Take your time.
no matter what, I mean, I understand that some people think that Charlie Kirk isn't even dead, which is crazy because I believe he is.
I think so too.
And I think we all watched it happen. But I want to play just a couple of clips to bring it back to the humanity that we're speaking of,
Amen.
and then we'll switch over to your show. But they're short. They're short clips, but just to show what kind of human we're talking about here. And I did get that sweatshirt created for you. It's publishing right now, so we should be able to view that right before we go to. This one sticks out to me, and this is, I think, one of the first clips that I saw of Charlie Kirk. Maybe I saw some stuff earlier, but I think this is the first one that stuck in my head, and it makes sense to me. And I know that you try to do this on your channel, and I know I try to do it whenever I come in contact with anybody. But it really hits home for me.
I got a question.
Sure. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
I don't think I told you. My name's Mercury.
Nice to meet you.
Why are you here?
Okay, I've been asked that question a lot. First of all, that question should not even have to be asked, but when people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
You think that's not emotional violence?
How is this? What is emotional violence, by the way? I don't know what that is.
It is harm intentionally perpetrated on another another human being that is intentionally targeted at their emotional well-being.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me. Isn't why we had the First Amendment to try to push our boundaries and to hear things that might make you mildly uncomfortable?
This doesn't make me mildly uncomfortable.
Does it make you very uncomfortable?
It makes me angry. I got a question.
So obviously that person speaking to him is
A true.
I don't know. I don't know how you can say exchanging ideas and trying to find common ground in it. And even if you don't agree with the person, at least trying to understand where they're coming from is a bad thing at all. And that's what he was all about every time he stepped foot on a college campus. And everyone, I've heard people say, oh, well, he is just picking on college kids. And what he would say to that is, are they voters? I'm speaking to other voters. If they are going to go to the polls and cast their ballot, I want them to flesh out their own ideas in their head, whether they agree with me or not. So I completely.
Well, I would
agree
push
with that.
back even. I would push back even further. I mean, 40, 50 years ago, people that went to college were actually people that had the aptitude and the actual wherewithal to succeed and were probably more highly intelligent. Nowadays, any freaking idiot and muppet can go to college and they get all gassed up thinking they're smart because
Mhm.
the government doesn't mind getting to $100,000 to $200,000 in unforgivable loans that you'll have to pay in perpetuity.
And he
And
was
they
a big
gas you up
proponent of
into,
that.
yeah, they gas you up into thinking you're all smart. And then you get a bunch of midwits running around thinking they can run the
Mhm.
frickin' world. So
And
it's exposing these people for how uneducated they really are, even though they're at a university to be educated. In order to access the ability to be in that university, you need to show a level of aptitude that would be excelling from the average person that would be in high school, and that's not
Yeah.
happening.
Also, I think universities used to, and obviously they teach you like material that you would supposedly use in your career later on. But
Mhm.
what they used to teach you is how to
Learn,
create those thoughts. How to learn, not
not
necessarily
what
what
to
you're
learn.
learning,
Mhm.
but how to use the Socratic method to get to your ideals and that sort of stuff.
That's a
So
fantastic way to put it right there. Socratic method.
yeah, yeah. And then one last, it's just a couple of minutes, but um, I thought this just to get to know him. And this is 2 minutes at the end of a longer interview of quick fire questions, just so you can see who this human that was ripped from this earth, who he was. And like I said, it's just like 2 minutes at the end.
Married. Could we do a couple rapid fire
Yeah,
questions
sure,
real
go
quick? Okay. What's your biggest insecurity?
Forgetting something I should know.
Will you run for president?
I'm not running for president.
What's more dangerous, ignorance or apathy in voters?
Oh, apathy for sure.
Should there be a maximum age to be president?
No.
What is a worse policy idea? Universal basic income or open borders?
Open borders.
One government agency you'd shut down right away.
That's a great one. Department of Education.
Would you rather have dinner with AOC or Bernie?
AOC.
Is it a sin to fly Spirit Airlines?
A sin? No. But whoever started Spirit Airlines is in great defiance to God.
What's worse for society, weed or... Do you think you could win in a fist fight against Gavin Newsom?
Probably not. If I'm being honest, I don't think so.
Do you believe in aliens?
Maybe.
Debate or a podcast?
I like this. I like podcast. It's way better. It's more human. Yeah.
Censorship or chaos? What's more destructive?
Censorship, without a doubt. Absolutely.
Do you have a random pet peeve?
I have a lot of pet peeves, actually. One of my pet peeves that I literally cannot stand, and I'm actually a violator of it, is when I'm trying to talk to somebody and then they check their phone. I'm really bad with that with my team. So I'm sure you guys, it bothers you, but
yeah,
I gotta be a lot better about that.
And finally, oh, sorry.
No. And then when people say at the end of the day, they don't even know what they're saying when they say it. It's just
at the end of the day.
It's just literally a linguistic crutch. Is all
This
that
day
is.
and age.
Linguistic crutches are very annoying, in fairness.
Yes, and that is one that drives me nuts.
If everything...
To be fair.
But at the end of the day, I mean...
I had to throw that in there. To be fair.
All right.
Completely goes away. How do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, don't forget the poll.
Oh, I did forget the poll.
Slacker.
Why is it not? I wanted to go back 2 seconds. What is the poll? I don't even remember what it was.
It's about would you basically, if you knew for a fact that your child did like something like murder,
would you turn your child? 82% of you said yes. 18% said no. What do you think about that, GS?
I want to know who the degenerates are that wouldn't turn their kids in for. I mean, it doesn't mean that your kid can't find absolution or forgiveness from the Lord by asking to repent, but there needs to be justice. I taught my kids early on, you break a window of a neighbor, you better come tell me, and we're going to go together, knock on the door, and find out how we can make recompense and make that neighbor whole. They might say, don't worry about it. Thanks for refreshingly taking accountability. My insurance will cover it, but you will go and knock on the door and take accountability for what you chose to do.
Yeah. I can tell you, and I've told this story on my show before. I don't know if you've heard it before, because you're usually streaming at the same time as I am. But I was arrested is not really the right word, but I was picked up one time for curfew as a 16-year-old or something like that. That's the only time that I've ever been, like, in a jail that I wasn't just, like, visiting a friend who was a cop. And I was with a group of friends who were coming home from the movies, and in Chicago, there's a curfew for anybody under the age of 18 or 16, whatever the rules were, and we were out past that curfew, and a whole group of us got brought in, and one by one, all of the parents came to get their kid. And my parents did not did not come for me at all. And the police officers felt so bad for me. I remember it was around Christmas time because they had a whole like banquet laid out with like fried chicken and mastacholi and like all this
Hey, Mr. Jolie.
they like, left the door the the door to the prison cell open, and I had to sit in there, but they let me come out and get a plate of food. And apparently children were not allowed to be out after, I want to say, like 11:30 at night and 6 in the morning. And I sat there and sat there and sat there. Um, and they just left me. My sister did eventually come to get me in the middle of the night, but my parents, when she got home from work and found out that I was sitting in the 16th district or 16th precinct in Chicago. Yeah, she's in the chat right now. She's like, "Who came for you?" Yeah, I was on Gale Street at the 16th district. So my parents, I definitely say, would turn me in. And I don't I here's here's what it is. I would not want to be the one who walked my child up to the executioner's gallows. Does that make sense?
Well, if your kid repents, find Jesus, you know where they're going to go in the end.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, but I
It
hear
would
what
be
you're
tough
saying.
for me, but I'm also a woman. So I feel things differently than men because men and women are different. Can you believe it?
No,
And I
we're the
think
same in every measurable way possible.
if it came down to it, I probably would. And this father did not take the reward. I would have definitely taken the reward,
Well,
and I would have donated it to St. Jude's or some other children's
well,
charity personally.
on my show, there's some rumors going around that he did take a lot of money from Oy vey. There may have been some Oy vey involved, and he took a giant sum of money, like close to $1 million.
And that could be, I don't know that to be true or not to be true, but I know that he did not take the reward offered by the
Roger.
FBI.
Well, I mean, you
And
can
I
turn
would
down
have.
100,000 to look virtuous and then take $1 million. But anyway, if that's true, if true. So you told an embarrassing story. Would you allow me to tell an embarrassing story to let your
Sure.
You're okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not embarrassing, but a story about what it takes to have a parent that's willing to, or a punishment that wasn't actually corporal. It wasn't actually punitive in any way other than apathy. The opposite of love is not hate. It's apathy. I think.
Indifference. Yep.
Indifference, right?
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, apparently there was a storm coming in. We didn't have school that day. And I looked out the window. I woke up, looked out the window. I saw my dad's 4-wheel drive, yellow Toyota. This is back in the 80s, like probably 84, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. Well, I'm like, I know where my dad keeps the keys, an extra set of keys in a particular place.
Oh,
as
yeah.
as kids often go snooping, I imagine. I can't be the only one. So I said, yeah, well, let me go take it for a ride. And so I had I was like 15, 16 or whatever. I had a part-time job. So I had this membership with the local tanning salon. So they had tanning beds. This is back in the 80s. That was big.
Yeah.
So I got in my dad's 4-wheel drive Toyota at 14, 15 years old, no driver's license. My dad taught me how to drive a stick, taught me how to get out of a skid right in the middle of a freaking blizzard. He actually took me on a back road that had like, I don't know, 4 inches of snow on it, 5 inches of snow on it, unplowed, purposely got into a skid to show me how to turn into a skid. Anyway, unbeknownst to my dad preparing me how to do all these things, I studied. So I take that stick, by the way, it wasn't an automatic. I drove stick all the way down to the local tanning salon.
I did too.
Yep. Went into the tanning salon, feeling all kinds of freaking special and glowy and, feeling good. Came out. I went out to the parking lot. By the way, because of the weather, there was like nobody parking, nobody around. I walk out. Guess what's not there?
Oh, did it roll down the hill or something?
No, they had passed because my dad had actually driven the car, dropped my mom off at work locally, and was going to drive to his job so that she wouldn't have to drive in inclement weather. Found out that wait, that's my truck. Why is my truck parked there? So I come out of there and it was pouring rain like a pseudo hurricane or whatever. I walked almost 2.5 miles in the rain, hitchhiked one ride. And the longest ride of my life was that long dirt road. And then that long steep up, because they lived up on a hill, that long steep, I walked in there soaking wet. My parents didn't say a fuck word to me, not one word. And I just went to my room. That was the worst punishment that I've ever received from my parents. Effective, 100%.
It sounds like they were not mad. They were disappointed.
I don't know what they were, but whatever they did to me was insanely effective. And I was just like, oof. I would have rather gotten my ass whooped. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's watch the last minute of this, and then we're all going over to Generally Specifics channel. His link, it will automatically direct you there if you stick around, if you're on YouTube. But it is linked in the description below too. Please go give him a follow, a subscribe. If you're here from his channel and you are not yet, please subscribe to my channel too. We're trying to boost those numbers over here at the KDZ Crime channel. And let's let this last minute play.
Pet peeves, actually. One of my pet peeves that I literally cannot stand, and I'm actually a violator of it, is when I'm trying to talk to somebody and then they check their phone. I'm really bad with that with my team. So I'm sure you guys, it bothers you, but
yeah,
I gotta be a lot better about that.
And finally, oh, sorry.
No. And then when people say at the end of the day, they don't even know what they're saying when they say it. It's just
at the end of the day.
It's just literally a linguistic crutch is all that it is.
Linguistic crutches are very annoying, in fairness.
Yes, and that is one that drives me nuts.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
Charlie Kirk, thank you so much.
You
for
guys do a
coming on
great
the
job. I
Hour.
wish it could be longer. This has been amazing. So
we would love to do this again
come
sometime
back
in the
soon.
future.
So that's it. That's the show. I wanted to end on that.
Pause.
I thought it was fitting.
No, we're getting the tinfoil out. No.
We're going to your channel to do that.
No, he just said, if I die, that's not, he said, if everything went away, if I die, that's, all the world's a stage. These freaking
here's
theater
the
kids
thing.
did it to us again. Go ahead.
Because you find tinfoil in everything, it makes me want to find tinfoil in nothing. You need to come just a little further back down to earth.
Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to heaven but through the Son. There's no tinfoil in that for me.
Absolutely. Agreed. Thank you everybody for coming. We will be over. Do you want to head out while the outro plays so you can start your stream so people will get to you? Because otherwise I don't think it goes.
Hold on. Do I smell? Yes, I will.
No.
Absolutely.
I really think the raid doesn't work unless you're live.
I'm going live. Here I am. We're doing it.
All right. I'll pop in at least for a couple of minutes. I need to go say hello to my husband first. All right. Thanks for coming. So that's it. That's the show. I will be back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for an episode of Booze and Body Cams with my regular co host, Kfar. Please don't let him know that I had a great time over here hanging out with GS. Kfar is not replaced, but if everything were to end for Kate, no, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. We will see you all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, if you are a member of this channel, we have game night Saturday, day after tomorrow, from 8 o'clock p.m. until 10 o'clock. We are playing. Which one are we playing? I think it's just the true crime. Oh, Truly Terrifying Trivia is the name of the game. We're playing Truly Terrifying Trivia on Saturday night from 8 to 10. We will see you all tomorrow and then again on Saturday. Have a great night. Stick around in the chat. It will redirect you to Generally Specific's channel where he's going to get into all the tinfoil. Bye, guys. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Hold on. I'm pressing wrong buttons. Look at me go. Okay. I got it now. Bye, guys.